What's going on? What's going on? I Hate Average Podcast back with another week, another episode. Excited about this episode. We got Admiral, the CEO of Glory Ave Entertainment. Had a great conversation with him, talking about his new album, Decorated, talking about underground artists, talking about how he helps underground artists. Great information, great insight for up-and-coming artists. So please check it out. It's our conversation with Admiral. So let's start from the very beginning. I know it's gonna take a while. So how did you, the artist, how did you go from being Admiral, the artist, or how did you get started in the music business? Period. How did everything get started?
Okay, yeah. So that kind of goes back some time. Originally, I actually came into the business as part of a group.
Okay.
Initially called BXC. It was a group of 5 artists out of the Bronx. So we were underground for some time. Put out a couple of projects. Eventually, some business went sour after a certain point. We kind of all went in our own different directions. So when that kind of took place, we started working on building the Glory Ave brand.
Okay.
Because at that point I kind of was lost in terms of my direction on what I wanted to do as an artist at the time. Whether because I had never been a solo artist prior to that. So I actually used our brand to actually launch my own solo career.
Okay.
So I actually released my first individual music, under the Glory Ave brand, and actually started to build it from there. So when we started, how that transitions into the events is basically, during my time in the circuit just as an artist, I basically did every, showcase or show in the city, like, throughout the tri-state area. I had done tons of shows just to promote the projects and things like that. So what I was learning during the process was pretty much there was a lot to be desired in terms of how people were putting together. There was a lot of this that I was seeing just from artists who had signed themselves up to be part of shows and things like that.
Okay.
And they basically weren't getting what they thought what was being presented to them out of the shows. So that was kind of my motivation into kind of looking into that direction and kind of taking some of the lessons that I learned being an artist and trying to see how I could help, Yeah. So that was like the foundation of Glory Ave venturing into doing events, because we were strictly music, in the very beginning, but then that was kind of how the segue that brought us into that.
Okay. So you saw the need for yourself because your own experiences with some of the shortcomings and with the showcases circuit. So you just decided, you know what, let me start my own showcases to help people like myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty much it's just, there was a lot of people that, a lot of talented people that I worked with coming up, that, I just felt like, we weren't collectively getting back, what we thought that we were putting into these events.
Yeah.
So I just thought that, I could take some of the lessons that I've learned just in my career and kind of incorporate that into some of the things I learned, just because there was a lot of positive things that I learned from shows and showcases as well. There's a lot of things that were done right as well. Yeah. But the biggest flaw that I picked up from that is that they were just misleading a lot of artists. Basically, putting people on the flyers to promote the event, saying that certain people would be in the building and, these people don't show up.
Yeah.
Just the verbiage that they use, to promote events, to reel artists in, to invest in event. It is not,
kind of
a hungry artist.
Yeah.
Exactly. They don't see that fine print, So a lot of artists, get bitter, once that happens a few times too, you don't trust anymore, you
True.
know, and that's what I started to see, because it was a feeling that I shared with them when it came to certain situations. like I said, there's always a way that you can, have an impact, even if you can't fix everything, but there's certain that you can have an impact and kind of, make it unacceptable for, some of the behavior that you see with some people that's putting these shows on.
Definitely. And now you guys have some of the premier events. I mean, I see the flyers for your events everywhere. You're consistent. You've been doing it for a couple years now, and I guess your formula's working. Right? People are satisfied. People are consistently interested in your showcases. So do you see the progression?
Absolutely. And it's funny. Like initially, when I'll just take it back a little bit just to kind of give you some history. When I did my first event, I was actually promoting a mixtape series that I had put out, and the mixtape series was called Operation X, and it was something. I'm born and raised in the Bronx, so basically, there was a ton of talented artists, that I was coming across, and either I was doing records with, or bumping into shows and things like that. So I had an idea just to find a way to kind of bring some attention to what was being done.
Yeah.
So I actually was putting the mixtape series together. So we did five tapes, and when we probably hit 30,000 downloads on the series, and like
nice.
Organically.
Nice.
So it was like it was something that was bringing people together too. I was able to get people in the studio who weren't really familiar with each other, and just collectively work and build like long-term relationships. So that was really like the vision that I got into going to the events. I think it was a good way to show people the power of working together and what it can do for you.
Definitely.
So yeah, so from that, it was only originally supposed to be one event, so when I saw the response that came from when we did the first event, I kind of really got interested. I said, I think, we can do more with this,
course, yep.
So, but also knew that I couldn't do it myself too, so I actually, there was a DJ named, DJ Instincts from the Bronx. He was, a partner with me, and he had, DJ the mixtapes for me.
Okay.
So what happened is I kind of gave him the idea, and like in terms of I'm thinking about starting to put these shows on, and he actually partnered with me when I first launched Destroy and Rebuild, and that's like our flagship show.
Yeah.
And we started that in 2014, the summer of 2014, and we did that show for about two and a half years.
Okay.
And the buzz was pretty substantial. We had a situation where the venue that we hosted the event in, it had got shut down.
Okay.
And so we put the a little bit while we were I was looking to kind of revamp a few things just to kind of keep it fresh, and exciting for people. So what I did was I changed the whole format of how we did the show when we relaunched, and we relaunched this January.
Nice.
So what I did was I changed it to a tour format, so that way we could actually capture people in different areas and different crowds of people, and not have the same, but people being part of the event.
That was smart.
Kind of expand the brand. Yeah. So what we did was we did our first show, and shout to Bella too, because Bella's an event coordinator for the team.
Okay.
And she basically was a big part of us kind of pulling that together in terms of helping us get the venues, helping me work with the get the artist rosters together and things like that. So the event was amazing. The event was like absolutely amazing for a relaunch. It was like more than I expected. So
and it's still going.
It's still going. Yeah. So in February we took it out to Brooklyn, and this was like one of my most proud moments too, because like I said, I don't have really heavy ties in Brooklyn historically.
Yeah.
So when we went out there, and then and the was flooded out, I just knew that we were on to something. You know, because we went out there and, you know, we packed the place out. We had a great show. You know, I had a lot of people, you know, when the event was over and just like expressing gratitude, you know, for us doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
And it's like that gave me a lot of motivation just, you know, to keep going and keep building, you know, because, you know, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. You know, we're looking to, you know, be something that when, you know, when people come to the city or like new talent, you know, comes out and they want to find out what's going on in the city, that we're in a conversation.
True.
You know, when you come out here and, you know, you want to sit there and you know, you want to touch, you want to network and things like that, that you want to contact us.
Yeah.
Contact
Glory
so that's kind of exactly contact Glory Ave. You know, we got there's something we can help with. You know.
Yeah. So
what's
let's say I'm a new artist. What's one of some of the benefits of joining a showcase or you know, because it is an investment, right? So what's if I'm a new artist, I got a couple mixtapes out. What's the benefit for me to get started and to get into showcases?
Okay, so one thing I would always recommend to any artist that's looking to like forward their brand is if you're going to involve yourself in a showcase, make sure that there's some form of media involved and some networking, you know, tools involved in the show.
Smart.
You know, I wouldn't recommend that anyone, you know, signs on to a showcase where they're just gonna get on stage and then, you know, do their set and everybody goes home.
Yeah.
I think we can do that on the block. You know what I mean? So, you know, we can do that out on the block. But really, I believe that artists always do need to invest in themselves. Now I have events that both require some registration, and we have some that require no fees. Okay. You know, it all depends on what my agreement is with the with the venues. Like if the venues, you know, are fair with us and they're using us to, you know, to bring our events to their space because they don't feel that they're building well and they need our platforms to kind of drive traffic through their spaces, then obviously I can extend that to the artist and not necessarily need to, you know, charge registrations.
That's smart.
But yeah, so the when we do registrations, it's usually not about the artist getting on stage. We don't charge artists to perform. What we do is we provide services.
Okay.
So obviously the services that we offer are things that they can take with their portfolio. You know, we always have cameras in the building, you know, filming the events. We always have on the spot interviews for these artists that are recorded, which they could use in their portfolios. And we also have in studio radio interviews for them as well. And that's not for selected artists. It's not for a winner or anything like that. It's for every artist that, you know, gets on board. Okay. You know, we provide these services too. So I think that's something that separates our platform from a lot of what you see in the city.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like you guys are really, really for the artists. I mean, I know a lot of showcases, they're just kind of like a revenue stream for certain labels, but you guys seem to be just focusing on building the art, you know, spreading independent music and helping these artists, and definitely appreciate that. So
yeah, I appreciate that too, bro. It's a message, you know, it's a message that we're just trying to make louder, you know, in terms of like, there's a that comes with this and a responsibility when you do what we do. And, you know, a lot of people, you know how hard it is for an artist out. You know, honestly, we know this game is driven behind money.
Yeah.
You know, and like there's a lot of talented people who, you know, are not at that phase where they have that level, you know, of resources to actually really move themselves forward, you know, and get some of the services that we provide on air. You understand what I'm saying? So we try to make sure that we bring in as many sponsors as we possibly can to kind of help out with that. And those things get on to the artists. Yeah. You know, so like I said, we try and make sure that nobody leaves with a bad taste in their mouth after they touch stage with us. You know, I think, you know, I always try to make it like I was just an artist, what would I look for, going into a new when I'm trying to establish myself.
Yeah, it definitely makes a lot of sense. So you said you guys are branching off to other events. So you're going into the R&B world. So what got you guys started with that?
Well, actually, too, I actually had been part of a running R&B show for about 3 years called I Am Song.
Okay.
Now I have and shout out to Cream Team NYC. That's my partner at that event.
Okay.
And we basically and this is at Ashford and Simpson Sugar Bar on 72nd Street in the city.
Oh, nice
this
spot.
is it's a very nice spot. And, basically, how I got involved with that initially was I had 2 artists on my roster who, I was for avenues to promote their music. So my co-producer, he actually was a friend of one of the artists that I was working with at the time, and actually invited him to come perform at an event.
Okay.
So when we came in and we went, and for that particular show, we were invited back a couple of times. So then I brought another artist there as well to perform at the same venue, and we kind of fell in love with it at that point.
Yeah.
And and I was offered a partnership there to host events at that venue, and it was history ever since. We've been there every month, for roughly the past 3 years.
Wow.
So and we've had tons of new and that event is for singers, musicians, and poets. Okay. So we had a wide assortment of type of artists that's been part of that. A lot of people built a lot of relationships. Were able to collab with a lot of different artists and things like that. So that is one of my most proud platforms that we have, because of the consistency and just
3 years. Man, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Right, in one venue. So that's really. You know how that works.
Of course,
new ownership comes into play and things like that, and everything changes. But we're really just like part of the fabric of that, that establishment. So I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, that's great. And do you find that the element is a little bit different when it comes to dealing with the R&B and live music? Rather than it's a different 100%. Feel, right?
It's 100% different.
Yeah.
But you know what? That was a very good learning experience for me too, because the atmosphere is very different.
Yeah.
I'm an MC by trade, so I'm used to the rah-rah environment. I've been around that.
Yeah.
But then when you come in R&B, you have to create a different type of atmosphere to make that work. Because you have a different audience. It's a different audience that comes in. It's a lot more relaxed. They don't want all the hoopla. They actually want to sit and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's a very different dynamic.
Yeah.
So so over time I had enough time to kind of figure that out. But like in the beginning, it was a little tough because it was like, first off, I wasn't that experienced, so I didn't know how to recruit,
R&B,
I just wasn't educated to it.
True.
But once I got a few shows under my belt, it was a lot easier for me to kind of know how to track down talent, and what places to go scout and do things like that. So over time, it became, a lot simpler.
Yeah, man, you're doing some amazing things. You're helping out a lot of people. But let's talk about your music. We talked about how you're helping the independent music game, but let's talk about Admiral's music, man. You got the new EP.
I always like to talk about that. Yeah, I got the new album out now, called Decorated, Survivor Story.
Okay.
We dropped that at the end of January, so we knee deep in the campaign right now. So in between, running around dealing with the events, I'm also, hustling the album. Yeah, so the response has been really, really good though. So far too. And we have I got a visual for Echoes of the Back Blocks. Now so you can catch that on YouTube, and and that's on Glory Ave Entertainment. You can we find all the visuals from the events and my music on
YouTube.
Glory Ave TV channel.
Okay.
On YouTube. I also have a new video that's getting ready to drop called One Man Military. And it's all in the title. Like, It's basically me coming up and learning the business and just that hustle of wearing a lot of hats, being an artist, being being an executive, and just that it's a whole day in a life type vibe.
Oh, that's cool.
So be on the lookout for that too.
Yeah. What about? I was listening to it earlier today. My favorite joint is The Gods. I like the production, and I like the flow on that, man. So that's one of my favorite tracks on that.
Yeah, there's a story that comes behind that song too. It was funny too because it actually if you listen to the first part of the song, the first verse was actually a dream.
Wow.
It's actually based off an actual dream that I actually had, and it turned it into a song. It was just so weird, but shout out to Kid called Quest too. He's the producer of the track.
Okay.
And he when he sent this, he sent me like a couple of tracks at the time, but when I heard this, because I had already started writing this without any music. So like the minute that I heard the track, I said, "This is it. This is it right here." It like took 2 seconds. Yeah, so I'm actually performing at record next week for the first time. I've never performed the song yet.
Oh, man.
So I'm actually doing it next week at the Winter Circle event.
Okay. What's the date of that, man?
May 16th.
Okay. Yeah,
and
I have to drop through, man. That's my joint right now. So I'm gonna have to drop through just to hear that song, man.
Yeah, if you can make it through, man, you're more than welcome. Everything's free, no charge, free admission. We got a huge card with a lot of artists. It's an artist appreciation event.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, so basically, like people who we've worked with over the years, people that our network of stations who've been playing their music and things like that. We basically shout out to In the Loop FM radio also. This is actually their event, and we're actually sponsoring the event. Okay. So basically, that's like our extended family.
Yeah.
So anything that we do, the support is 1,000%, and vice versa. So with this event, shout out to Mel Sama too. He's the he runs the show. Okay. He basically came to us and basically asked the ability to put something together for him. Yeah. And this is what they came up with. So we got a huge card, and all the songs are hand selected for all the artists. And it's not, the weird part of it is it's not the artist record selection. It's actually the DJs that pick the records that they want.
Oh man,
so
that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So you got the Winter Circle this month. When's the next? When's the next R&B showcase?
So we actually had so we got two R&B events coming up. So we got one on the 23rd, and like I said, that's the Golden Voices that we have.
Okay.
And we also and then on June, I believe it's June 15th, we're back at the Sugar Bar for the I Am Songs event.
Oh wow.
So so we got a lot coming up.
Yeah, man.
And we also. And there's more events coming too, so we'll build on that as well. We got a couple more events coming up too.
So this summer's gonna be a lot of fun for Glory Ave.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Like the direction that we're going though. Yeah. Just like really excited. Like it's a lot of painful days that brought us to this point, but I can see that we're turning a corner where we can really start making an impact. That needs to be made.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think your consistency is paying off, and everything is coming together at the right time.
Yeah, and like I said, I got great people that work with us too.
Yeah.
Like a shot. And it really makes it worth it. Because like I said, I did a lot by myself for a long time. you know. So like once, you know, you got people, everyone's on the same page and everyone has the same belief, you know, things start to come together.
True. True. Definitely. Let people know how they could reach out to you, how they can hear about the showcases, and definitely how they can hear your music.
Okay, so we'll start with the music first then. Let's do that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now you can follow me on social media at Admiral11, which is ADMIRAL, 2 1s. With the exception of Facebook, Admiral X1 on Facebook, but everything else is Admiral11. You can check out the website at gloriavent.com for all the latest content. Anyone looking to get involved with the events, you contact gloriavevents@gmail.com, and that goes for all our platforms. That's the contact that you use for that. If you want to check out some of the old, you know, some of the clips from the old events, you can go to the IG page, which is gloriavent.
Okay.
All the company social media is at that same handle, gloriavent on everything.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it too. So like I said, if artists too, if they need events coordinated, we actually put events together for other people as well. So that's a new division that we've added. So shout to Bella. She actually is our event coordinator. And she actually will be running that part of the business. So
you guys are constantly moving, man.
Yeah, just expanding, you know, and also too, like I said, we got the radio shows every week too. So we got True Colors Radio every Sunday.
Yeah.
On WVMR from 4 to 6 every Sunday, and also check out In the Loop FM Radio every Friday from 8 to 10 at 92.9 FM. So, like I said, there's a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to get involved, just hit us up. We working.
Definitely, man. Because of your schedule, that's why I really, really appreciate your time, because there's so much going on, so much happening, and you made
and like talking to you about it really just talking to you actually just made me realize how crazy it actually is.
Yeah, it's a lot. But thank you again.
But it's all love.
Thank you. There you have it. That's the convo with Admiral. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please check him out. All artists, all up-and-coming artists, singers, rappers, anything. Just want you get yourself to be out there a little bit more. Hit him up. Hit up his team, Glory Ave Entertainment. They're helping out a lot of people around the city, around the tri-state area, doing their thing. Check them out. Definitely will help you guys if you're interested. Glory Ave Entertainment. So check them out ASAP. Glory Ave Entertainment again. Hit them up. Of course, thank you guys for checking out this episode, I Hate Average Podcast. You can hit us up on all social media. I Hate Average Podcast on Instagram. I Hate Average JAY on Snapchat and Twitter. And talk to you guys next week. Also, if you want to give feedback on the show, you could email us show@averagej.com. Once again, show@averagej.com. Everyone who wants to be on the show, prospective guests, who should be on the show, who shouldn't be on the show, let us know how you feel. Show@averagej.com. Alright, talk to you guys next week. I'm excited.